morning. Thank you for joining us. This is today's live on Equa Television, and we are glad that you could join us this beautiful morning. We hope you are doing well, and then just do well to connect with you, to connect with us on our social media handle as we do the program together. It's always sweeter when we do this together. I have Joyce Jakarta.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes,
I'll copy
like
somebody's
always.
life.
See, stop that though. Don't be
I'm
exhausting
happy
people's
to be
life.
here.
All right, all right. Oh, I have my beautiful sister here,
Wow.
Prudence. How
Wow.
are you doing?
I'm fine.
Uh,
I
all
have
right.
Joyce Jakada. I have my beautiful sister here. Wow.
My wonder,
Beautiful sister.
my wonderful,
Good morning.
my
Good to
wonderful
have you.
colleague.
Good morning, Joyce. It's always nice to be on set.
You see, this is your
Just like-
debating spirit that you carry always and be attacking me. I don't like it. I don't
So
like
that's
it.
how people just name me on this show.
I don't
Hey,
understand.
debater. On Christ is solid rock I stand.
You know that khaki now. I saw you that one khaki like that. You're doing.
Yes, proudly representing Christ.
Let
Wait,
me
do you
see.
know what? Why did you wear?
I was going to say it looks like
Like, why did you wear the color of your sister's shirt? Why did you choose to wear the color of my? Somebody, I saw a post this morning, Sabu Solomon. Somebody said, all these linguistic students are their lemon green. Just be looking like mango prisoners. I say, hey, violence. I hope I'm not looking like mango prisoners.
We are
no,
not.
It's not lemon green tone. It's not lemon
You
green
know,
tone.
yeah,
It's always good to be on
always
set.
good. Yeah, we believe that somebody will join us later, because of the show, And today, education. That's what we normally look into, when
Today's Thursday.
when it's Thursday, And the topic for today is why pay the price. And when you talk about paying the price, you have effort, you have time, you have resources, like holistic. Just look at it holistic. Why should someone pay the price? When you talk about education, is it necessary?
Start with your sister.
Wow,
Sis,
this attack! This attack! Wow, I feel attacked, but then again,
Start
don't
with
worry,
your
we are
sister.
equal to the tax. We are
Then
equal to the
again-
tax. Yes.
for me it's 2 words, rather 3 words.
Mm.
It is worth it. Oh, 4 words make it.
Mm.
It is worth it. That's
Mm.
all. That's why you should pay the price, because the time, the energy, the effort builds you.
Mm.
It makes you who you are. It makes you who you want to be, or at the end of the day, who people perceive you to be. It's because you've put in that effort. It's because you've put in that time. You've learned over time. That's why you are where you are. You're who you are, and you're what you are.
Mm.
So it's worth it. If you hadn't put that time, you would not get the prestige that you're having. You will not get the honorium that
Mm.
you're getting. Nobody would, in typical Nigerian street words, nobody will send you.
Hmm.
Nobody will send you. Nobody will send
I'm
you.
tempted to speak on behalf of somebody out there. Like, who cares about prestige in this day and age? Who cares?
Hmm.
Like, somebody said, you no get money, you want to do lao lao. Who cares? So why should I go to the school? Why should I pay the price
Mm.
to get educated when at the end of the day, like, the certificate, the paper cannot give me nothing in this context?
Mm.
Why should I pay the price? I told you of a story of a woman that sent her sons to the university. They were doing business with her, and then she sent them to the university, hoping that when they graduate, they'll get job, and they will invest in her business and all of that. And then they graduated. After service, they came back to the shop 1 year later, 2 years later, and then nothing. They kept applying for a job. They are not even getting anything, and then they returned to the shop. And she was so angry. And she said, look at the school fees I paid for 4 years. If I'd invested it in this shop, or I would have had other branches that you all would be like controlling. Look at how I had to spend resources, do all of these, and yet you guys finish and nobody is working. So somebody is out there and saying, why should I pay the price? Why should I even go to the school? Why should I acquire knowledge when at the end of the day it won't even amount to nothing. In fact, today people tell themselves in school that, see, it's not by first class, oh, it's not by 2-1, oh.
Mm.
Like they will even deliberately tell you that when you graduate with first class or 2-1, that's upper, second class, upper, you will not get job. That the organization will not even pick you because you are a threat to them. The person heading your department, for example, will see you as a threat. This one is first class, want to come and collect my position. So when you go to apply for a job in that organization, the person that is to take up your application, or when he sees that you have this, they will not take it up. They prefer to pick. They will tell you that companies prefer to pick third class or diploma holders. In case you are going for degree and master, they will say they will not even pick you because they cannot pay you. So they would rather pick the ones with secondary school certificate or diploma certificate because they can pay that one. It's not a threat to them. You can easily get job at that level. So why should I pay the price? Go to school, pay school fees, go through the TDB, like reading till daybreak. Prestige. Which prestige?
You see, when I was saying the prestige and I was saying it is worth it and all that, I wasn't really literally thinking of the school environment, like the four walls. No, I was actually just thinking, even if you're learning on the streets, whatever form of education you're getting, it's effort you're putting in. So that's a price that you're paying. The time that you're putting in to learn is also part of it. So I was thinking of that towards that direction. If you're a good mechanic, for instance, people will bring their cars to you because they trust you with their vehicles, and that's prestige to me, because that's prestige in your field.
So
That's
why I had
of
to bring
when I
that
said
up.
that. Yes, so
It's very clear because somebody out there, like I said, let me ask on behalf
yeah,
of someone.
so
out
probably
there.
let nobody just think
So
I'm
you see
talking
why
about
that
Yes.
each time we talk about education, we say it's all encompassing. It's not just about the four walls of the school. Because if you are limiting education to that, then there's also something wrong with you. If you see, that's why in our own context or the system, you see that we're having a lot of challenges because we shifted attention from productivity to certificate, and why people
And
just
money.
go after the certificate to just acquire it, and then neglecting the productivity, neglecting the ability to learn, develop a skill, not even thinking that when I finish I can create job, but rather you're thinking that when I finish I will get a job. So you see the context of the education is that we are training you so that you will go out there and get a job in a prestigious organization. So that's the mindset. So all you are after is let me get this certificate. In fact, some people tell you already I have a job, I'm just here for the certificate. Like I don't know if you've had that experience in school where you hear they say I have my job already, it's waiting for me, it's just the certificate I'm just waiting for. Like it's just this paper. If not, what will I be doing in this class? So you see how the attention have shifted. I'm not even here to learn a skill. I'm not even here to acquire knowledge, but I just want to get the certificate so that I can go and obtain that that position
Secure the position.
Secure the position,
or the employment that I have already, because my uncle is the DG or is the director, is the GM of that particular organization. And until we correct that notion, until we start seeing education as all encompassing and an avenue for you to develop yourself. To add value to yourself, then we keep rolling in the challenges and problems that we keep facing as a nation and as individual or as society. We see education as opportunities to get exposed, to add knowledge, to get information, to acquire it, and then make use of it to become better citizens, to become better individuals, and we apply it that way. You can say that this person is actually educated. But in a situation whereby you're just thinking of, oh, let me just get the certificate, and I get the certificate, then I can just go and just secure the job that I have, then you won't. The essence at the end of the day is just result oriented. Like I said one time that, see, you can go to school. If you're unsuccessful, you go explain tire. If there's no evidence, nobody celebrates effort. People want to see results. So let your education be seen in the results that you put forward, in the problems that you're able to solve. When ideas are being thought of, you should be able to say, okay, I think we can do it in this way, we can do it and still achieve result. That's education. It's just your ability to acquire knowledge. It can be through learning a skill, it can be in the classroom, you can be self-taught. All these are forms of education. People travel as means of getting like
Being
additional knowledge,
educated.
getting educated. So there are various forms of education, and until we open our mind to all these forms of education, then we just restrict ourselves.
Talking
You know-
about open.
Okay, I
opening up
just
your
wanted
mind.
to add
Mm.
to the first mindset she painted, the one that just thinks about, okay, so I'm just going to get this certificate so that I can secure the job that I already have. If you have that kind of mindset, it's easy for you to be lazy. Like you just begin to relax. You don't do anything to better yourself. There's no effort being put in. So at the end of the day, there's no, as she said, there's no evidence of learning. You have learned nothing. Your life just becomes stagnant. I know a lot of people say it doesn't really matter so long as you already have the finances. Over time, the thing is that finances that are not maintained can easily be lost. The general manager, or rather, Engineer Tony always says this. He says something about, how did he phrase it? Something about a rich man, one-time rich man, something of that nature.
okay,
Yes, he says something like that. One-time rich man, or before rich man, something like that. He was a rich man. There are statements like that. You find a big house with
Former rich man.
former rich man. That's it. So there are times like that. Money comes and money goes. If it is not maintained, it disappears. You have to be meticulous. You have to understand how to spend it. You have to understand how to use it, and all that is only attribute. It's majorly. You're majorly able to do that if you keep on learning how to do so. You keep on learning how to do so, because if you don't keep on learning how to do so, then you would end up having a very not so good, not so awesome kind of life. Your life is just going to be as the wind comes, blows us, it toasts us to this point and that point. And talking about former rich man, as I was quoting him, he walked in.
The former rich man.
No, I was saying that he made a statement like
Okay,
that
I'm former
once.
rich man.
No, sir, it cannot be like that. I was just saying that you
I'm
have
former what?
you have mentioned something like that before, like that there are people, and God forbid to be that kind of person,
Prudence is
There are
attacking me in the
people
morning.
that are described as former rich men.
Yeah.
I was just saying that you have
Are
mentioned
there
it
no
a
people
number
that
of
are
times.
former rich men?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
So
I was
why is the matter stronger on my appearance?
it's because as I saw you, I remembered you made that kind of statement. And
On
it
Christ
just
the
buttressed
solid rock I
point.
stand.
Why the?
Solo Keke.
I'm fine, sir.
Nice
You're-
shirt.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Nice shirt.
I have a question.
Really
I-
nice to
Shut
see you,
up.
sir.
and
Yeah.
let's concentrate.
I have a question
Let's
for you.
It's
concentrate
really
on
nice
the
to
issue.
see you, sir.
I'm happy to be here, especially the fact that you're here. I mean,
You know when
even though you put me next to
when she was saying
Southerners,
Christ the solid rock, it's
Central Zone,
like
rather.
it's like, okay, let me see the two the brothers and
You
sister
yourself.
fight on
You know-
set.
you know-
we are
you know?
not fighting.
You know, once something is solid, it's solid.
Yes.
But there's something that is more solid than
The
the solid
solid.
one.
Okay.
Even the rock, the Christ, the solid rock. The rocks are different. There are solider rocks than
Honestly, you have come again.
there are solider rocks than some of the rocks.
Today's Thursday, and
Hallelujah.
like we all often do, we talk about education.
She wants to always be the
Like-
official person on the set.
We
Meanwhile,
we talk about
The
education,
debating side is
And-
always active.
and we started a conversation talking about why pay the price, because today there are people out there that didn't go for the education and they are making it. So why should I pay the
Formal.
price when I can just be successful without acquiring education? and Prudence was highlighting the fact that education is going to give you prestige and all. And I just asked the question that on behalf of somebody out there who prestige help, and it's common to hear people talk about that these days. That see that you have all these certificates, it means nothing in the society if when there is a problem and you don't have a solution or you cannot assist. So it means nothing, even though we've tried to make people understand that education is beyond the four walls. You can get educated from traveling, interaction with people, acquiring skills and all of that. But I've had people ask this question that, or say, school is sweet, but it's exams that spoil the whole fun. What do you make of education without examination and test?
You said that you taught me something. Then you asked me, do I understand? I said yes. Say, why are you giving me exam? After I said I understand. Yes. Joyce, education is important. Learning a skill without education is still important. It all depends on the individual. Now, yesterday I was watching on news, a comedian, a content creator in Nigeria was made UN ambassador. Someone I've always looked at as a social media influencer or a content creator. I did not know that he had his degree when he was 19. He had masters when he was 21, and then his ongoing PhD. I did not know. So yesterday they were introducing him. He was doing a cooking show, and then it is already gathering. It's generating traffic on his cloud already, on his space in the cloud, and he has 1.4 million followers on Instagram. I never knew that education part of him. I never thought of that. Now, there are people that I know personally. They speak polished English. They have never been to school. They are doing very well in the business that they do. I know one in Abuja. He repairs cars. He's an automobile engineer. He has everything to diagnose vehicles. Rich people bring their vehicles to his workshop. But I think he said he was class primary 2 or 3 that he left and went to learn this work. Now, if you see his phone, the people that he's flocking with, people with PhD don't. You can't have access because there is nothing that will connect you together. Can you see the point that I'm trying to make? Yes. There's nothing that will connect you to these people. But he's saying, hey, if you are rich, you live in Nigeria. This guy, they fly him to Lagos to fix cars and come back. If you are taking him anywhere, he will tell you the kind of hotel he's staying. If you can't, he will bill you. Then he takes care of his trip. But you see what? Engineer has never, he does not. When you go there, you see people will say, okay, Oga said, when I get here, I should give you the phone to talk to him. The Honorable Minister, sir, said, this guy, I told you what we are going to do since last time. They brought the car. We can't do anything. It's that thing. That's the problem. And it would take 2 weeks. If we had ordered it that time, by now you wouldn't have been complaining. He knows every nook and cranny of a car. And if you go to his car, you will not see cars from 5 years. You see recent cars because he knows what to do. Now, just maybe if he has a secretary that is paid, she's a graduate, and then he has a manager that is also a graduate, they work there. Now, they are the ones that will write proposals, do all of these things and all that. One time he said a governor of a state asked him to supply vehicles for the convoy. He said he doesn't do that he's not a car dealer. There are people that are educated. I don't know, when you say educated, is that word emanating from someone that sat in a classroom and was taught? No, sir. No, sir. We are educated to do today's life.
You are knowledgeable about a particular
We are not. We. Okay. You did English or mass communication? Mass communication, mass
Mass
communication, mass communication, mass communication. But we have different levels of mass communication,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. But you see, we can say yes because we did mass communication. That is why we are here. But I'll tell you something. It's not the knowledge we left school with that is keeping us here.
At all.
It is what we did on our own. So are we educated enough to run the show? Yes. It might not be enough as you want, but at least we are educated enough to have reached out to as much people as possible.
Yes.
So when you talk about education, and when you talk about, it's just the attachment that people have, the respect that people have. Oh, he has a BS, he has a master, he has a this, he has a that. Oh, wow, congratulations. You are done congratulating him, then you are looking for a secondary school dropout to fix your phone.
You
You are done congratulating, you are looking for a secondary school dropout to fix your car.
I
You
love
are
that.
done
So-
congratulating, you are looking for a dropout to tailor to come and do your clothes. You do you understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? You
Mm.
see, but
Mm.
when you have the education that school gives,
Mm.
if you are wise, there is a boldness that it comes with, that you can stand anywhere. And there are people till tomorrow that will never employ anybody that did not go to school, regardless of what you know. There are people that are principled like that. So those who went to school is opportunity meeting ideas for such people. Yes, you can just go to these people and do whatever you want to do. I'll tell you something about an NGO. I was consultant. I was working anytime they call me, I will come, I will do the work. So I told them, I said, there's someone I trained. He's working with me. He edits, he does all of these things. They said, no, it's my voice. Anytime they want to go on network news, they are always on. They say, it's my voice that they want. I said, okay, I will send the voice from wherever I am. He will clean it up and send it to you. So work became very tedious and they were needing our support like on a regular. So I told the person in charge, I said, why won't you create an office for us in your office? That way we can be working. He said, oh, great idea. So he created the office. So this guy that I sent went there. They kicked him out because they said he's not educated. One day they asked him, they said, what's your highest qualification? You know, that's what they asked, your highest qualification. He said secondary school. Was it secondary school or primary school? They said, no, stop joking, we're not playing with you. He said, yes, I think primary school also. They now said, okay. So when he closed from work that day, they told him not to come back the next day till they called him. He said, fine, he didn't know what was happening. 1 week, 2 weeks, he didn't tell me. So one day he now told me. He said, these people said I shouldn't come till they call me, and it's 2 weeks now, they have not called. So I said, okay. So they now asked that they don't want anybody that is not educated. I said, this guy is educated. He's doing what you want till you found out he never went to school. Or he went to a very maybe low level according to your class. Now they now said no, that they can't work with him. So I now suggested to the Oga, I said, okay, let him train a staff of yours so that you people can continue. You can do your work and everything. They said yes. I think this is 4 or 5 years now. That staff that they have been training is still calling him to work. So when they give him work, they will meet at an eatery somewhere, and then they will do the work. He'll finish everything and give it to them. For 4 years now. That person has masters in, I think, English or something technology. I can't remember, but 4 years now. This is the 5th year, sir.
You see what I
working
was
together.
talking about?
Yes, sir.
earlier?
They are still working together. But you see, in their thinking, Shegun is no more in the scene. Okay, I've called his name, but it's fine. In their thinking, he's not in the scene. But he is. He's the one doing everything.
Wow.
Yeah, so what you just said just buttressed the point I was saying earlier. When I said that, why pay the price? And I said it's worth it because it is worth it. That's how I put it. And I said it is worth it because it gives you prestige. So now I'm identifying with Shegun. It gave him prestige. Even though they did not appreciate it, the fact that he knows what he's doing best and they still depend on him, even though they are not fully aware. But that still gives him prestige.
Mm.
You talked about the engineer, the mechanical engineer.
Mm.
He did not go through the 4 walls of the class, but he's learned it.
Mm.
He's educated in that
Mhm,
field.
mhm.
That's education for me. For me, education is not something that is narrowed to a classroom. Being educated doesn't mean that I have a degree, I have a PhD. No, being educated is that I know what I am doing and I can do it well.
Well,
Is
Yes,
you see the means of learning, it's all the same. It's just that the school, not education now, the school system decided that you have to sit on a chair. They are preparing you for the office work ahead. You have to sit on a chair. There has to be a building. There have to be what do you do there? Learning.
learning.
The guy that is a mechanic, he has a shade, he has a tree, he has something. What do you do there? Learning.
Learning.
So is it? Some people say there is formal, informal. There's nothing like that. I don't believe that.
Mm.
I don't believe that. See, education is as important as learning a skill. They are all the same thing. Excuse me. But you know what? When you finish tailoring, they give you certificate.
Yeah.
When you finish
Makeup, hairdressing.
yes,
they all
yes,
have
yes.
certificates.
So when you learn how to make wig, when you are done, they give you certificate. We just don't know if some people are certified, but you have certificate. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Good.
sir. You're right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it not true? The people that have learned, didn't they give
Some
them?
people there now, they are
In
giving.
fact, we should start asking people online.
What-
Show
Where's
us your certificate before we patronize it.
You go with tire.
You
Yes.
see, but what's the point here? Government said,
So you see, maybe that's why it's being called the informal education.
why? Because there are no certificates. No, there's nothing.
Even the informal.
I don't
you
think
can
there is
do that.
anything
Even
that they
the-
don't give you.
Informal setting.
even
Okay,
the informal,
let me tell you
some-
something. You
are
know,
certified
when you
sometimes.
finish primary school, in my own days, you wait for about a year before you go to secondary school. I don't know if that is still.
No.
But that time when you finish, there is this waiting period, this long waiting period before admission will come out. Before all of this, I think it's like a year. So I told my dad that I want to learn welding job. He now said, "Is it everything?" Because I was learning carpentry when I was in primary school. I was learning carpentry. Then when I finished, it was like a year. So I was learning welding. I finished learning welding in 4 months. So I started learning spraying, how to paint using the spray gun and all of that. I finished learning and I started earning before secondary school started. So I started thinking, this school self, this thing is paying me at this age. My father said, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. So go and get it. So now I have the knowledge of carpentry. I have the knowledge of welding. I have the knowledge of spraying. So I went to secondary school. We were talking, what do you want to learn? What do you want to become? What do you want to do this? In my mind, I was like, who could say anybody? That welding number, that and only God knows
Yeah,
if I had continued. Only God knows.
It's true.
But you see, I stopped and I went to do what my father wanted. Because when I finished secondary school, my father called his younger brother that they should take me to NDA. That I'm just home, blah blah blah. That there's this period that he's thinking that I will do music instead. So they should take me to NDA. So my uncle came. He was a captain or so now. Then. So I said, Uncle, if you take me to this thing that I don't want, how will you feel as a soldier? You know, I said, you don't want it. Say, when your father called me on phone, you know, that time they call on. So I said, when your father called me on phone, he said that you people have agreed. I said, nobody agreed. Ask my mom. He's just insisting. So that was how he did. Recently, I was talking with, you know him, Dan Ella, our HOD in mass communication. There. You know Dan Ella. Recently, we were talking. He's like, won't you come and give back? He said, you are our product. Won't you come and give back? But guess what, sir? What I learned in in school is nothing compared to what I learned outside school.
It's true.
You see, like I said earlier on, education is all encompassing. It's just that
Am I done?
you continue. So it's worth it. Paying the price to get education is actually worth it. It can be formal, it can be informal, like you said. When it's formal, it's usually confined to the classroom. Informal, outside the classroom. That's in our context and our understanding for. So it is worth it. It is worth it for you to pay the price to get educated. God.
Maybe we should add you one more.
Louder.
You want stereo field? Yes. You want stereo? Continue.
Go be people, please. Before they come for me.
Why are you calling?
Go ahead.
Finish your point. Finish. We have now to 11.
To 12.
Finish it.
It's actually worth it. It's worth
I can't
it.
believe she's continuing. Finish it.
Well, but I
No, let her finish it. Let her finish it. Let her finish
So I
it.
should shut up.
the last time I checked, when Prudence talked, I was about talking. Then he now picked it up. I
So we are
thought
dragging touches.
I no, you know, I no for you I'm settled oh, because of that debating
Debating
spirit. So me I'm settled. So
Oh,
anytime-
nature.
nature.
It's in my nature to debate.
I gave you 2 mics. You would have blown.
Well, let me not go outside of the topic. We're talking about education. It's worth it. It's really important that you
Yeah.
pay the price to get educated.
Sure,
See,
sure.
there's not something I noticed with our society and the world today. You see, your skill stands you out. The world is interested in results. The world is interested in you having the ability to solve problems. There are a lot of challenges and people are making money with just ideas. So education gives you that avenue to think outside of the box, to be able to think, to be result oriented. Education adds value to you. If you know, why people always say, oh, it's not worth it, there's no need and all of that. We've seen over time how people go for the certificate and they come out and they can't prove it. But if your certificate, you truly earn it in your doings, people will see and say that really this person is actually educated. Like-
Joyce, I saw something recently. A lawyer was arrested in Cameroon. He was a fake lawyer. He was never in school. I think he had a problem with first year in the university also. You saw it, right? Okay. He was discharged. I think he was driven from school. I think he was expelled. I don't know what happened to use the right word on that. But then he left school at 100 level. So they discovered that he had no certificates and all of that. But guess what? He never lost a case. They said he had won, I can't remember, but about 40 big cases, not small cases, in his entire practice. What will you call such a human being?
Educated.
He studied.
Onward. Educated.
Sir, when people sit down and deceive themselves that a lecturer has to teach me to be successful in life, you have failed.
Yeah.
And when you also think that without a lecturer, I will succeed in life, you have failed. There are university lecturers, there are mechanic lecturers.
True.
There is a polytechnic lecturer, there is a fashion lecturer. So you will fail. All the people that say they are self-taught, how are you self-taught? People will go to YouTube and learn stuff, and they will come and tell you they are self-taught. How are you self-taught? Someone,
lectured
yes.
you there.
Someone lectured you. So whether you like it or not, you need some. That's why I would always say that education is built upon the memorization of information. But how we pass this information across time, how we pass this information as time goes on, is what is important. This information is passed based on what is obtainable. If you understand what is obtainable for now,
yes.
you teach people, pushing it to what is obtainable now. I cannot go and say Joyce worked with her grandfather, who is a medical doctor. She worked with him for 10 years. The man has passed on now. She's the one in charge of the hospital, and I go there, they say she's the one doing me surgery. I won't accept it. Sir, do you understand?
Yes.
I will not accept.
Yeah.
Because we are talking about life.
Mm.
Or you just enter the theater and they just gave you what's this anesthesia. And you know, this time around you can be talking with them while they are doing the procedure. Yeah. And then you just see the person say, is this a scissors that they used to do? What is it? Okay, it's his first time. Okay. What will you do?
I'll be okay.
Of course.
But at that moment,
health will come back. You to be
sure,
restored.
Yeah.
Because somebody that is about to tear you.
And
And it's
questions.
yes.
Mm.
Like my in-law said that he was doing he was in School of Health. So they took them to the theater to show them how they do CS, cesarean section. That they said there are 3 layers. Say in the name of God, the Father, the Son. So the first knife will do the first cut. Then you see the white tissue. You do the second one, then blood starts coming out. You clean. Then the third one, you have access into the person's body and all of that. Then they did the first one. They did the second one. He became the patient. He fainted.
Blood.
He fainted.
Mm.
So they took him out, and then other people were attending to him while they were attending to this woman on the sick bed. Did you not see the? Did you not see the picture of the herbalist that they brought to the hospital unconscious? Anka Obokasi with your unconscious. So he's a native doctor, but he was rushed to the hospital unconscious.
Was it an accident?
I don't know what happened to him, but you see, he should have known how to protect himself.
Yes,
Mm.
now.
There are houses.
Makes no sense.
There are houses that are built in this town by people who never studied building, engineering, architecture, or anything. They never studied, just by being apprenticed to people who also were apprenticed to someone. They learned it. And these buildings have been so strong. All the house I live in, it was a roadside. I don't know about your house. I don't know about your house. I don't know about your house. Roadside, but people come. But the house is standing strong. But all the houses that have collapsed, we know that is either an architecture firm or this engineering firm or all of that did the construction, but they have collapsed.
You see why some people go after the education, not really because they want to learn and they want to solve problems.
They want the certificate.
They just want to get the certificate. There are a lot of companies that are certified,
But
then
answer the name.
answer
Graduate.
the name, but they don't know. See, recently on the news, you see how the Lagos state government was demolishing houses, and some of the houses, like there are still furnitures. Who gave them access to those places? Some of these papers were signed by even some of the government parastatals.
I saw one of the building that they just hit one pillar. The whole building fell down. Just one pillar from the bottom. The whole building fell down. Wow. Before hitting the other pillars,
Yes.
just one pillar.
So
And
you
I think it
start
was a
asking-
4-story building also.
You start asking questions: who gave the approval? And then you know that it was on a waterway and all of. So people go after education, not really education. They go after certificate, not education. Because if you go after certificate, then something about you will change. It is assumed that you learn, and then it adds to the information you already have, and it transcends in action. People should be able to see. That's why people see when people react or act in certain way, they will say, this person is not educated, or they question your education. They say, you are acting like an illiterate or an uneducated person, because there's expectation that if I am educated, then I should know what is expected in this field. I should know what is expected in this area. Education teach you even beyond your profession morals. You see why it is worth it, the prestige we are talking about. It adds value to you. You know that this is obtainable, this is not obtainable. Like you can board a public transport and you see some people inside chewing gum, making some kind of noise, and you're
Noise.
wondering, are you normal? Common ethics should let you know that when you are in public, you shouldn't do that.
Haven't you seen people that will play a video on their phone
Yes.
and escalate the volume?
There was a time I boarded a public transport and there was this guy that just entered with MP3 and it was his cultural song that was playing very loud. I was thinking to myself, obviously, I don't need somebody to tell me that you're not educated, because if you are educated, you should know. What if I enter to it at MP3 with my cultural,
Where is he from?
my tribal
Central
song?
this
I
thing.
actually entered another a cab.
Where is that person from? She will lie. She will
If
lie.
I talk,
No,
why did
where
you
she
say I
will
will
lie,
lie?
she
I
will
will
lie.
I will not. I'm not a liar.
Where is he from?
Okay, on that Christ, the solid rock that you stand, where did the person come from?
The thing is, I don't want to lose my job, so no problem.
No,
I
say
will
it
not
now. Say it now.
I'll say it after the show in my mind.
I entered something similar, and this person just I'm not saying any, like, it's his choice to smoke a cigarette, but then you are riding, like, you're a public cab. He was the person that was driving, and he was smoking a cigarette. And I didn't notice at first when I stopped him. So when I sat down, I couldn't do it. I just told him to drop me, please. I'll go. Please.
Some
You-
of them
you
will
see-
Some
even
people
prefer
don't
that
have.
cigarette
Yeah.
to that money you are paying.
Yes,
Hmm.
now.
And you
Yeah,
see-
and
Yes.
that,
Board the
but
public
that's,
transport and
that's,
you're playing
that's
music
courtesy.
on high volume.
It's just
Your
courtesy.
tribal
Not
song.
everybody is. It's
But
You
you
see,
know,
when you talk about
there are
the-
people that are educated and I I want to say shitty.
They are not
Yes,
educated.
they are educated and shitty.
Hmm.
They are like, but there are people that are not educated, like how we are defining education.
Hmm.
But they will tell you, this is wrong.
yeah.
This is wrong. Somebody once told me something. Say, "Koni da ban je makaranta ba ma ba zan yi abu haka ba." Say, even me that didn't go to school,
To school.
I won't do a thing
behave
like that.
like
He
this.
was telling me.
Hmm.
So they expect that education to
Yes.
teach you these morals,
No,
these
you-
values.
You see,
and
education, it's supposed to mold someone. That's
Shape
just
you.
it. It's to shape
Shape
you.
you.
You know, give you some certain guide.
Mm.
And earlier you talked about open mind. You see, you said, should we pay the price? The answer is yes, but it's not everybody that is saying yes now. So if someone is there answering this question and he's saying no, then have it at the back of your mind that even if he is to pursue his career to maybe, let's say, doctorate or professor, then definitely you will not see result. So it means
That's
he didn't.
where I'm going to.
He didn't pay the price. Theology.
It doesn't matter.
Just asking because we are looking forward to
It doesn't
that
matter.
ordination. This thing. So what am I trying? What am I?
in essence,
You are the
What-
one they
what?
will ordain.
Shajibi.
It's not a bad thing to be ordained,
Mm.
but the restrictions that are attached,
Hmm.
I can't do it, sir. It's not a bad thing to be
Mm.
ordained.
Mm.
The restrictions that are attached, people just feel if you are a pastor, your life is monologue,
Mm.
and then there's nothing social about you. I don't want to disappoint such people.
Mm.
I am 1001% a social human being. The color will make me fight my social life. So leave me to be the Christian that I am. Honestly, I'm being very honest now. It's unfortunate that I'm saying this on air, but that's the reason. I don't. I will, if I was a I have theological background because I did study. I was in Bible school and all of that. But it's just to gain knowledge. Yeah. So a lot of pastors keep saying, why won't you? Why won't you? Why won't you? Is that how they told you went? No, you had a call to go and do it. You are not the one to call me. Even if you advise me, and you know someone in Abuja that is saying that they will pay.
You
I
pay
said no.
everything.
Yes, I said no. I want to be convinced. I want to hear. I want to, before you tell me no, when you become this is now how there's a new living way. I know.
You know, media pastors, they don't really
No,
need.
that's
don't
what they'll
really
tell you.
need the-
Go and collect the collar. You see.
No, what I'm trying to say, I'm with you.
Mm.
What I'm trying to say, media,
Pastors are really trying. Honestly,
yeah.
pastors are trying.
they are.
When you
They are.
see a pastor, there are certain things he wants to do, but he cannot do them because he's a pastor. there are places he wants to go. He can't go because he's a pastor.
Mm.
Not because it's wrong for him to
To
go.
go there.
But this statement, what would people say?
And I was talking with someone, and he was like, "You see these pastors. See, honestly, some of them, it's not that they are that old. Oh. This gray hair that you see, he's
I saw
complaining
some-
about gray hair.
I met
That-
someone somewhere at Abuja. We were queuing to buy. I was buying chicken. He was buying fish, and then he now saw me. Said, "Ah, GM, I am here with my wife. Let's go and say hi to her. She's in the." I said, "Sir,
Mm,
why?" I said, "Why?"
mm,
He was just so. He was like, my wife want to say hi. Okay, let me call her on phone to come." I said, "No,
Mm.
leave her."
Mm.
He said, "No, if it's not this fish, my wife." I said, "Buy it and take." He kept explaining that even last Sunday they were here. They are always here. They like buying this fish. I said, "Sir, buy the fish. I also came to buy chicken." He was leaving. He felt
Mm.
so bad, and intentionally I refused to follow him to the car. And he watches Ekwa TV very well, and I know that he's watching now. So he should know you have your life. You have your life. Just because you went to buy fish that God created, do you have time to go and fish it? No, let somebody fish it. You buy it. He was like, the car is just here. My wife is inside. Let's go say hi. Okay, let me. I said, "Sir, why? You are trying to make me think you didn't come here to do a bad thing." Sir, it's up to the person who is at that level in life.
So paying the price, like I was saying earlier,
Before I
that's
interrupted.
that's what we are talking
Before
before.
you were rudely interrupted.
No. Before diving into really the rema of
Okay.
ordination and the rest, but we are looking forward.
A refusal.
So earlier, Joyce, you talked about issue of result. It is very important. It is key because you are expected, if you are being molded, being shaped in a particular way, in a particular pattern. Maybe that's the path you choose, and you said this is what you want to do. Like earlier you mentioned the issue of carpenter, welding, painting, and the rest. I did painting, and
What kind? Brush?
brush.
Okay.
Yes,
House painting? or-
house painting.
Okay.
Yes, brush. And
You
that's
can
that's
pay for
that's
adverts.
that's my constituency.
You see,
That's
that's why
it.
earlier I said education. People are educated at different levels.
You see-
Levels of understanding.
Understanding.
might
Yes,
differ.
yes. So you see, in whatever area you've been shaped, you are expected,
See, as that cameraman is
see-
laughing.
to see result, in whatever you do. Like earlier you mentioned of the issue of welding. I know someone that the family are like struggling, like he should go to school, the 4 walls. Actually, he went, but at some point he told himself, and I think he discovered earlier that that's not his thing. And the parents were like, "No, you must go to school because we feel you going to school, you will represent us." So they gather money. It's not that they have money. When I'm talking, I mean the person is from village, not in the city. So they gather money and then pay the school fees. So when they give him the school fees, he will hide. They give him, he will hide. So time for this 633, the first one,
WAEC.
JS3, the JS3 exam,
Junior WAEC.
junior WAEC. So he went, he paid.
Okay, before 6334.
Yes. So he went, he paid, and then he finished. Immediately he writes that exam. He now moved to Jos. He started learning welding. They are the ones that build all this tanker for fuel station
Okay.
and then the truck.
Yeah.
Now the guy is talking millions.
Where are his parents?
They are in the village.
Is
Yes,
he in the village?
No,
Okay.
like he has houses,
Where
he
are
has
his
car,
siblings?
and he's talking with
is,
people.
Is he the only child?
No,
The rest of them went to the university.
he's doing well and he's helping the family, and everybody is happy in the family. When
He
we are
saw
discussing,
it long ago.
he saw it long ago. So what I'm trying to say, the formal, the one we tag formal. If you feel that yes, that's the path you choose, do it well.
You
Pay
can
the
have-
price.
you can
Stand
have
out.
the two,
You see,
and
I
you can
was-
still have the two.
It's just that
You
we
under-
have the emphasis is so much on the formal education,
Yes.
like the
And-
classroom.
Mm.
But education is not is both formal and informal, whichever one
Mm.
works for you.
Mm.
Do it. If you can get the two, fine and good. The thing is that pay
It's,
the price.
it's
If-
advisable
you
to
see-
get both.
His
And-
boss,
and
his
I'm-
boss,
I
sir,
just wanted to
the
add
one
that.
he learned from,
Mm.
like he didn't finish. He didn't go to primary school. But
He's still
his
educated.
boss,
Still-
I
his
am
boss,
educated.
but he worth more than 500 million right
He's
now.
still
Right
educated.
now.
He's educated.
They-
And you see what I wanted to say
But
is
the
that
mentality of
it's
that
just
school.
it's the mentality that
Mm.
we have and the way the education system in our country has been designed.
Mm.
You find in other countries education systems. You talk about the mechanics, or you go to a mechanical. If you are learning engineering, mechanical engineering, for instance, you are fully involved. And when I say fully involved, it's not just about the theory. You are fully involved. You have to have done something on a car and they have seen it before you are good to go to get out of the school.
Mm.
You have to put in that much effort.
Effort.
You find other other countries having schools established for things like catering, for things like fashion, all these things that we consider to be sidecrafts are fully certified and inculcated into the system of the nation. That's how some countries are looking at it. But because we have already been narrow-minded in this country,
Some
thinking that I'm talking in general terms.
Mm.
We have been narrow-minded in this country, thinking that this certificate, if you don't have at least secondary school certificates, even that one, you are belittled, you're looked at as if you don't know anything. But if at least if you have that, people even give you a certain form of, they look at you a little bit. But we don't even consider that people are putting in effort to learn all these other things. People are learning over time, while some people are just going to classrooms. In fact, you rarely find some of them in classrooms. They just have the certificate at the end of the day.
Education is
So
important.
Education is
Yeah.
way
Yes.
past that.
Do you know where
Way
certificates
past
are?
that.
Honestly, to be honest,
Mm.
I don't.
Oh, I think
I'm
it is
still
that-
looking.
I think mine is in one carton in my room somewhere.
Okay, you know, certain people like they like keeping things. Me, I don't know where anything is. Honestly,
But I'm not even sure. I'm not sure.
last week I
Hey.
last week I searched for those papers.
it's just
Honestly,
affidavit here, affidavit there.
Wow.
I met a man
Hmm.
who really wanted his daughter to come and work with me.
Hmm.
He pressed. She came. We talked. After degree in mass communication, the father, he looked for my number. He called. He said, "Please, I want you to help my daughter. That she's brilliant. She's this. She's that." So when the girl came, all the way from Abuja, she came to Jos, stayed at the guest house here. So she came to the office. We talked. She said her father is not aware that she did that mass communication for him. That she wants to go to a fashion school. So when I told the father, "Fashion me," that's what the father asked me. I said, he said, after I paid in a private university, do you know her fees? Do you know how much her fees? I said, "Sir, take it easy. Find out if she's passionate about that. Support it."
Yeah.
I said, "Tony Banibani, I have the money, but no. She did mass communication. Let her practice it." Honestly, right now, I don't know where the father is. I don't know where the daughter is with this issue. I don't know where they are. The father was happily paying her fees. She was waiting to graduate.
Make him happy.
Yes. And then go into fashion. So she also can start carrying tapes, tape measure, and scissors.
Oh my God. It's way beyond that. Sir.
I have a project right now I'm doing.
Hmm.
The lady I contracted to do the clothing for the models, she is charging me about $1 million per model. So I asked her, I said, "What did you study?" And all. She mentioned a very funny course. She said, always this has been in her mind.
Mm.
The first day I met her, you need to see the car she came in. She said from making people's clothes, and she lives in Jos. She's quiet. She doesn't shout. She believes when Joyce wears what she made, Prudence will ask who made it. That's her strategy of marketing.
So she take her time and do
She
it well.
takes her time. She makes your clothes. But if she sees your body, all she needs to do is, and the way she measures, I don't see people measuring that way.
Mm.
I've been measured several times. They check the shoulder,
Mm.
the neck, the length, the hand, and
Mm.
this one, that's all. Sir, this girl will measure your bicep, your tricep, your arm, your shoulder, your displays, or elbow, your wrist, she will measure your tummy, she will measure everything, sir. I saw her measuring these people. She will measure the left side, the right side, the lower, she was detailed, and she was feeding it into her computer. What would you call that?
Education.
She's charging me. She said, "Sir, I you don't know me, but I know you on Equa Television." That's
Mm.
what she said. She said, "That's why that's why I'm charging you this amount." But after that, and I respect the person that said you want to meet with me. If
Mm.
not,
Mm.
people come to where I am.
Well, that's as much we can
So,
take.
but you see, is this, sir?
Mm.
If you don't have the vision first, before the much we can take.
Mm.
If you don't have the vision first, if you don't have the vision first, if you don't see it,
Mm.
if you say because Joyce is making XYZ amount in
Mm.
this thing that she does, I don't think school is important. You leave school and you come, and you don't know what Joyce is going through making these things and all of that.
Mm.
You have failed.
You have
Have the
failed.
vision first.
Mm.
Be convinced that this is who you want to be, and you are ready to pay the price.
Mm.
Because
Education.
that paying the price
Price.
is what people
Worth
don't
it.
like to hear.
Yeah,
Mm.
everybody just wants to be successful, but you don't know
Don't want
that
to
there's
pay
the price.
the
You
price
must
to
pay
pay.
the price to
Mm.
become successful. So education, be it formal or informal, go for the knowledge, acquire it, and then use it.
Mm.
Bring forth result. It is worth it.
I didn't know that our
It's
time
really
is
worth-
fast spent. So let's just close this.
It's actually really worth it. I'm not sure I would be here if not because of education, and
Mm.
it's because we've been able to put in efforts. That's why you're seeing us here. Be it whether in the classroom or outside the classroom, we put in efforts to be here, and that's what you should do as well.
Okay, thank you everyone for doing this with me today. We sincerely appreciate, and we're sorry we couldn't take your comment, but we promise you tomorrow we will visit them. Thank you so much, Equa Executive, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you, crew members, everybody. Thank you for doing this with us. Just remember that every work comes with a price. If it's school,